San Diego rolls out the red carpet for Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. Her visit to San Diego has included stops at many of the city's most popular tourist attractions, but for San Diegans, it's Her Majesty who has been the real attraction. Thousands of people came out to get a glimpse of the Queen. San Diego is host to royalty on this Saturday, February 26th.
Live from San Diego, this is the 10 News Weekend Report. The Royal Tour with Ed Linderman, Joe McMahon, Adrian Albert, Susan McBride, Leonard Villarreal, and the entire Channel 10 News team.
Good evening once again. We are live at the Broadway Pier, and there is Her Majesty's Yacht Britannia, bearer of Queen Elizabeth and her husband, Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh. The Queen and the Duke have had a very busy day here in San Diego, but there is much more to come. Just moments ago, the Queen arrived back here aboard the yacht. There you see her. She was whisked down the pier by the Secret Service, embarking there. And the Prince is expected about 6 o'clock from his visits throughout San Diego today. As we said, it's going to be a very busy evening for them. A black tie dinner hosted aboard the Yacht Britannia. Only 50 guests. It was the hottest ticket in town. We still don't have the guest list yet. And just so there are no hurt feelings, the invitations came straight from Buckingham Palace. Now, following the dinner, there will be a reception aboard the yacht for about 200. Now, that's how the Queen's Day will end. For how the Queen's Day in San Diego began, let's bring in Joe McMahon, who was one of many Channel 10 reporters covering the Queen's arrival here live. Joe, tell us about it.
Ed, it's been a blustery, cold, and oftentimes rainy day today, but for the thousands of people who came down to the Broadway Pier, it didn't make any difference. You see, this has been a royal day.
Her Majesty's Yacht Britannia steamed into San Diego Bay right on schedule. Followed by an armada of U.S. and British fighting ships, the 412-foot-long royal yacht presented an impressive and majestic sight as it churned through the bay's choppy waters. Also following the procession, hundreds of small private boats filled with people hungry for a glimpse of some royalty. A water salute from a San Diego Harbor police boat and a 21-gun salute fired by the U.S. Navy from Ballast Point greeted Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip on this, the Queen's first visit to California. Those on the Broadway Pier were treated to a real show of seamanship when the Britannia sailed up to its berthing space without the aid of tugboats. Some 3,000 people were lined up along the Broadway Pier to get a glimpse of the royal couple. Many were disappointed, others weren't, as the Queen and Prince Philip stepped from the ship and disembarked. They were met by local and state dignitaries, among them California Governor George Deukmejian, Presidential Counselor Edwin Meese, U.S. Senator Pete Wilson, and San Diego Deputy Mayor Bill Cleater. The Navy's 50 states flag team provided a colorful backdrop as Her Majesty inspected the Navy and Marine Honor Guard and for the playing of God Save the Queen and our national anthem.
One of the highlights of the day, at least as far as reporters are concerned, was a press reception with the Queen. Our Joe McMahon was there too. Tell us about that.
Ed, it was delightful, as the British might say. Some 200 reporters and photographers were allowed onto the Britannia, and we had cocktails and appetizers, and we had a chance to shake hands with Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip. And then, as the reception line broke up, we got into our very small groups, and the royal couple mingled with us. I had a chance to ask the Queen a couple of questions, in fact 3 questions, and I guess I might have broken tradition because they say you're not supposed to speak unless spoken to, but the Queen was standing there and nobody seemed to be doing much, and she didn't offer, so I just asked her if she would be riding horses at the President's ranch, and she said of course she would, because that was the whole idea of the trip, wasn't it? And laughed. And I also asked her if what she'd be doing at Yosemite when they spend some time there next week, and she said, well, it'll give me a chance to put my feet up a bit, which I thought was a rather common touch. And I also asked her what is it that she'd like most to see in California? And she said, well, the whole trip is nice, and she'll be glad with everything she has a chance to see. Very interesting people. Nice.
All right. Thanks a lot, Joe.
Okay, yes.
Following the ceremonies at the Broadway Pier, the Queen and Prince Philip did something that a lot of tourists do when they come to San Diego. They took a tour of the harbor. This was, of course, a very special tour on board an admiral's private boat. Among those accompanying the Queen was Admiral Sylvester Foley to point out the sights of the harbor in addition to San Diego's fishing fleet. The Queen and the Prince saw a cross-section of the Navy's inventory of vessels, including frigates, destroyers, guided missile cruisers, and amphibious assault ships. About the only type of vessel she did not see was a submarine. The tour of the harbor lasted almost an hour. That is much longer than many of the other events on today's agenda for the royal couple. And some British experts say it could be the event she enjoys the most in San Diego, as she is the daughter of a Navy man, the wife of a Navy man, and the mother of 2 sons with naval careers. And the Navy saved the tour of the aircraft carrier Ranger for the Queen's personal inspection. The flight deck elevator took her to the top of the ship, where the Sailor of the Year presented a replica of the ship's bell. It was quite a crowd of about 400 sailors and their families who had waited in the rain for 2 to 3 hours. There was talk of canceling the outside tour, but word came from the Queen's secretary that it would take a hurricane to keep her away. And as it turned out, the rain did stop for a while. Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip toured the deck, where an F-14 got most of their attention. Then it was off to the executive officer's wardroom, where lunch was waiting. After the deck was cleared, we asked the pilots, what did the Queen and Prince Philip
We just
say?
talked about what type of airplane it was, the F-14 Tomcat, and she was curious about how the ride was going down a catapult. And we said it's a lot of fun. It's kind of like better than an e-ticket at Disneyland. It's real fast and good jolt.
We told him we're proud of it. It's a premier fighter of the Navy, and will continue to be so.
And after a lunch of California lobster and what else? A California dry wine. It was a limousine ride to Scripps Institute. And covering that event for us was our Adrian Alpert. Tell us about that, Aid.
And they rolled out a very small, albeit soggy red carpet for the Queen there at Scripps. And she and her entourage saw quite a few things earlier today. The rainy weather cleared when the Queen's motorcade arrived at Scripps. She was immediately center stage attention, where before a little sea lion named Ushi had been stealing the show. Ushi performed for the Queen, Prince Philip, and their entourage. Ushi's part of a Scripps experiment that's testing the amount of energy marine mammals use to swim through the water. Her Majesty managed a smile or two as Ushi performed perfectly by hanging on to a rope off a motorized platform. The royal party next heard a private lecture on Scripps climate research activities. A special display was set up for the deep-sea drilling project, which was the next stop on the couple's tour. There has long been a royal interest in the kind of research and work that's done here at Scripps, but it still came as something of a surprise to the folks here that they got a call and were told this would be a stop on the Queen's tour.
They certainly were clearly interested in the cause and the aspects, and the Prince asked some really interesting questions in the climate when we discussed climate.
There was a small audience here, a few Union Jacks, and polite applause. It was very quiet as everyone strained to catch a royal word or two. Scripps presented the couple with 2 gifts, a photograph, book of marine mammals, and a rare specimen of a deep-sea mollusk.
We at Scripps Institution of Oceanography are grateful for the happy opportunity of beginning the celebration of our 80th year with your visit.
Earlier, 10 News looked more closely at the gifts. The album is the work of James Lance of Scripps, a world-leading researcher and photographer. And the deep-sea specimen is destined for the British Museum. It represents a class of mollusks thought to be extinct. The royal couple accepted the gifts but made no public statement. The Queen managed a polite wave for the crowd as they were whisked off to their next stop. In all, they spent about 45 minutes at the Scripps Institution of Oceanography, and I'm sure that the royal couple will be thinking about Scripps in the future. And Ed, the next time we're all at the British Museum, we'll have to look for a tiny mollusk, a gift from San Diego.
All right, Aid, you mentioned the next stop. As we said, it was a busy, busy day for the Queen and Prince Philip. Next on the Queen's agenda was a tour of the Old Globe Theater. And standing by live there now is Channel 10's Susan McBride.
Well, Ed, the activity here at the Old Globe Theater is just a little bit different than it was an hour ago when the Queen was here for a ceremony, a very dignified presentation. The folks who are behind me now are those who got to go inside while the Queen was there for that ceremony. They're now enjoying wine and hors d'oeuvres and no doubt talking about their experience of being inside the same room with the Queen. However, this was also one of the rare opportunities for the members of the general public to catch ever so fleeting a glimpse of the Queen. It absolutely poured out here just a couple of hours ago, but as you can see from this videotape landscape coming up that didn't stop literally hundreds of San Diegans from turning out to see the Queen. A 30-member Scotland pipe band greeted the Queen upon her arrival at the Old Globe. It would not be a long stay at the theater with the Elizabethan facade, where the works of English playwright William Shakespeare are performed today. Still more dignitaries greeted the Queen inside the Old Globe. She signed a guest book, received a souvenir, a book commemorating the opening of the new Old Globe. A composition written especially for the Queen was played as she walked down the aisle of the auditorium, where 500 theater patrons awaited her. The Queen unveiled a statue of William Shakespeare. The statue will be placed permanently in the lobby. The Queen and other audience members then listened to a performance of Shakespearean sonnets and English poetry. Deputy Mayor Bill Cleater and other members of the City Council were on hand at the Museum of Art awaiting her at the end of a red carpet. In a very brief ceremony, her stop here was only 10 minutes. The Queen received a key to the city and a book of photos submitted by area photographers. Those pictures depicting a little bit of England in San Diego, of the Old Globe, lawn bowling, and the like. Now again, her stops at both the Old Globe and the Museum of Art very brief, 15 and 10 minutes respectively. Many times, except for her now familiar polka-dotted hat, you would not even know that the person that you were looking at was the Queen because of all the people that were surrounding her, all the dignitaries and the like. And of course, the Queen is not one to make any sort of speeches. Her conversations were limited to merely small talk with the dignitaries that she was with at that particular time. Nonetheless, Ed, everywhere that she went this afternoon, she received a very warm and receptive welcome from the people of San Diego. Back to you.
All right, thank you very much. Susan McBride live at the Old Globe Theater. The Queen's husband, the Duke of Edinburgh, has his own reasons for being in town. We'll take a look at the day of Prince Philip when we come back.
See Betty for a gallery.
As many of you may know, Prince Philip is an avid environmentalist, and he used his time in San Diego to pursue some of his own interests. Leonard Villarreal is in Fairbanks Ranch with the Duke of Edinburgh right now and has this live report for us. Leonard?
Ed, we are in the Rancho Santa Fe area where just a couple of minutes ago, His Royal Highness the Duke of Edinburgh arrived here at Fairbanks Ranch by a marine helicopter from the San Diego Zoo. At this moment, Prince Philip is inside the office, the clubhouse here at Fairbanks Ranch, meeting with ranch owners, officials with the Yacht Corporation, and members of the Los Angeles Olympic Organizing Committee. A site here at the Fairbanks Ranch is under consideration for the one-day endurance portion of the 1984 Olympic Endurance Equestrian event. It was Prince Philip himself who headed an international equestrian delegation that visited this site back in September of 1982. As of this date, this is believed to be the most ideal location, and we are told today, as a matter of fact, that this site has been selected. However, there are the formalities yet to be worked out, the dotting of the I's, the crossing of the T's, and so on. Now, originally, Prince Philip was to walk through the site, but because of the rain today and the mud that there was created, that walk may or may not be canceled. We'll just have to wait and see for that. Now, before this 30-minute meeting began, Prince Philip left the Queen's side for a while and visited the San Diego Zoo. The royal visit lasted about 30 minutes. There, the Duke of Edinburgh met with zoo officials, which included Sheldon Campbell, president of the Zoological Society, and Dr. Kurt Bernerschke, the research director. There was a brief walking tour through the new Heart of the Zoo exhibit, which included a view of some of the finest collections of rare and exotic wildlife. Then Prince Philip was presented with the Zoological Society Conservation Medal for his many years of dedication to the protection of wildlife. Now, as we say, back here at Fairbanks Ranch, where Prince Philip arrived about 3 minutes ago via marine helicopter, the precise timing of today's tour has been right on the money all day long. However, his arrival here was delayed by about 30 minutes. So this is the first time all day it appears that any member of the royal family has been late. The meeting is continuing right now, and then from here, Prince Philip will fly back to the Britannia for a full evening of events. Ed, we go back to you.
Thank you, Leonard. Not everybody was happy to see the Queen in town today. One such group held a rally downtown to protest the royal visit. The noontime rally was sponsored by the Irish Rights Committee. Irish activists used the occasion to speak out on what they feel are English injustices in Northern Ireland.
Britain has never been our friend. If we have an enemy in this world, it is the English nation, and they are not our friends. And I, as an Irish American of 5 generations, resent Reagan and the whole ilk that's paying homage to her and her kind.
Organizers hope the rally will spark more interest in the issue of Irish independence. Weather-wise, not exactly a day fit for a queen here in San Diego. Bob Mills with the forecast next. Catch a fleeting glimpse of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II came out by the thousands today. But as Channel 10's Vic Salazar reports, most people discovered that the best view of the Queen today was probably sitting right in front of their television set.
For San Diegans, today was a unique opportunity to try and catch a glimpse of the royal couple. Crowds lined up early this morning along the shoreline. Most people were bundled up to protect themselves from the early morning mist. In the harbor, boaters were kept away from the Britannia by choppy seas and a 300-yard security ring, but they were still closer to the ship than were those on land. And if a picture is worth 1,000 words, then millions of syllables were snapped today as photographers kept looking for that perfect shot. But after the ship had passed, it was time to return to reality. And what better way to come back to Earth than to be stuck in a traffic jam? It seemed that wherever the Queen was, there was traffic. But that didn't seem to stop people from stopping by the Broadway Pier for a look at the Britannia and maybe even the Queen herself.
It's very impressive to see this ship out here, the crowds out here, and it's an impressive sight. I think you see once in a lifetime, really.
We're very proud of our Queen. Yes, we've been here a long time, and it's nice to have her come to San Diego. It's her first visit.
This is my second time seeing her, because I've been here since 6:30 this morning. And I'm sorry that the weather is as bad as it is. I'm quite sure she is more used to it than we are.
How do you feel about the Queen being here in San Diego?
It's okay.
It's just, are you excited that she's here?
No, doesn't excite me a bit.
Well, not even this English weather could dampen the spirits of those who came out to see the Queen. After all, it's not every day that royalty comes to San Diego. Vic Salazar, 10 News at the Broadway Pier.
Thank you, Vic. So the royal visit to California, first stop San Diego, has begun. There are those who will tell you that in the context of world events, a visit by Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip is not a matter of much significance. Theirs is a ceremonial calling, not one of policy making and leadership in decisions of state. And indeed, in these times of a worldwide recession, should millions of dollars be spent to entertain royalty? But clearly, what we have witnessed here today is an outpouring of affection for a woman who has a real place in history. Yes, the Queen's position is ceremonial, but she provides a very necessary outlet for the British people, and not to be taken lightly, instills them in these troubled times a deep sense of pride in their country. And while we're on the subject of money problems, keep in mind that the royal family is England's #1 tourist attraction. The Queen's visits have enormous public relations value. The fact that San Diego was chosen as a site on her California tour speaks well for this community, and it's obvious by the attendant publicity that this diversion, if you will, of the everyday here was one welcomed by many residents. It's a brush with royalty that many will not soon forget. Well, that's our early 10 News report of the Queen's visit. We'll be back at 11 with coverage of this evening's black tie dinner and reception aboard the Royal Yacht. Don't forget that at 7:30, Eye on San Diego will originate from right here. So long for now.
Ceremony, so I'll be tossing it back to you now.